Hi everybody, Jillian here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am using the Crate Paper Wonder Collection to scrapbook a photo of my son reading a French dictionary, as most 11-month-olds are prone to do. Anyway, so here are the papers that I'm starting with, and I wanted to go all out and use this collection as it was intended for scrapbooking about a child. So that's what I'm doing here, and I'm on this kick now where I'm using my favorite papers instead of saving the best for last and just holding on to things and ultimately filing them away and forgetting about them, never using them. I'm deciding to go ahead and use the papers that I love. So that's what I'm doing here. I really love that text print that's going to go at the top, and then this black and white like Swiss cross paper. So I decided why not combine the two. So that's what I'm doing here. And I wasn't sure how this was going to look. I like a lot of white space on my on my layouts, and I thought this might have been too busy and detracted too much from the photo, but it ends up working out. I really like it because I added a bunch of neutrals in too, you'll see. So what I did was I had scraps left over of those two papers. They had already been cut into, and they were not a full 12 by 12. So what I did was I just continued the cut where it had been started, and that led me to use the sheets, like that led me to the size, whatever, of the papers. So what I did then was I had to glue them onto another paper to make a 12 by 12. And so I had this old sheet of pattern paper. I think it's from Crate Paper's The Pure collection from a few summers ago, and I wasn't going to use it, so I just turned it over, and since it was from a paper pad, I used the white side. I guess it really didn't matter in the end, but so what I did was just glued the pieces of paper there. And then I went ahead and matted the photo. It's not exactly a 4x6, it's from my Canon selfie, and I left a large border on it. So I matted that in kind of like that wood grain parquet flooring type paper from the 6x6 pad. Now, when I bought this sheet of specialty cardstock, I'm probably one of the only people who bought it for the reverse. I'm not a huge gold glitter user, so I liked the mint side with the black cats on it, and so I used that sheet since it was one of my favorites. So here I've gotten my title down. It's from the Amy Tangerine stitched thickers. I don't know exactly what they're called, but they're from the Stitch collection. I got those down on wax paper so that I can move them around. I knew that I wanted this layout to be titled Bookworm, and I'll talk about that more in the journaling. And so what I'm doing here is, before I get anything down, I'm looking to see what larger embellishments I want to use, and that will kind of direct me as to where to put everything else. So I've pulled out 3 labels there. They are from, well, the 2 blank labels, those are from an old Maggie Holmes ephemera pack, or maybe it's Crate Paper's Close Knit, I don't know. Anyway, I had those hanging around on my desk because I like to use those for journaling, so that's what I'm going to do here. The red tag rectangle thing, it says, it's like a prompt to write the date, and then I pulled out that other little tab from the sticker sheet. It says Adventure Awaits. And so once I found those labels, I went ahead and decided to go on a label kick. I pulled that like pinked circle that says "Oh So Cute," and I put that at the top right of the photo because it's adorable. I mean, the French dictionary is even right side up. It looks as if he's actually reading it. So I think here I'm deciding that I want to cover up the join of those papers, so I use the date tag to do that, and then I'm going to layer these other tags to the left of the photo, and that's where my journaling is going to be. So I'm just visually trying to figure out how that's going to work. I wanted the title to be along the bottom of the photo, and so that's what those labels are going to rest on. But I had a little bit of a hard time because the title wasn't long enough to support the weight of those labels. Like, imagine that the title is a ledge and those labels are just kind of hanging off the edge, and it's weird. So what I decided to do is leave the title there, and since I'd have some trapped space between the photo and the word book, I pulled this chipboard star from the chipboard sheet, and that's going to go in between the photo and the title just to fill that space. And then I also pulled those arrows from the chipboard sheet because I wanted to use those. I figured I could find a way to do those to use those. And then I found this paper clip. It has the arrow with the heart in the middle. That was hanging around on the side of my desk, and so I decided to try and work that in, but it ultimately doesn't make it on the page. So here I am looking at the puffy stickers to see if there's anything I might want to use, and there's not, so I'm going to go ahead and get my title down. Okay, so now my title's down, it's looking good, and I decided to use those arrows. And I wanted to think about using them to the left of the title to kind of fill in that weird space where the book hangs over the word worm, but I decided not to do that, and I put them along the join of those two papers. And I thought that was a different use for those. So they are, sorry for my head there, they are pointing into the photo on either the right and left. And then I'm going to go ahead and get these labels down and start my journaling. So my journaling basically says something like, Owen loves to read, and I'm using air quotes here. Well, he loves to turn pages, and that's true. My son, he's not reading, he's only 11 months old, but he loves books and to turn pages. And then I talked about how he has this affinity for like a French language box set that's on the bottom shelf of our bookcase in the living room, and then I finished up the journaling with a phrase in French, which I will not attempt to pronounce, but it says something like, learning French is easy. Then I went ahead and took the Dear Lizzie documentary roller stamp, and then I stamped the phrase, oh my love, on that label that was to the top right of the photo, and that's it. There's one more close-up look at my layout, and we're done. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys this weekend with a new Heritage Scrapbook video. Bye!